Today's going to be reading about what can you bring to yourself right now? What changes are you going through or need to go through right now to best help yourself and best help the world in the state of the world that the state of the world is in right now? And just what can you be doing that's doing your best in your place in what's going on in the world? So there's going to be 3 piles. Pile 1 will be the gender fluid scrunchie. Pile 2 will be these purple earbuds. And pile 3 will be this stick of palo santo. So these are your options. Make sure to choose whatever feels the most right to you. Here's the scrunchie option. So this is going to be reading. This will be short. The Tower in Reversed. So what I'm seeing in pile 1 is you've already built up a lot of foundations, especially recently if you feel like you've gotten more healthy or grown as a person. You are already on the right path towards building the correct foundations. In fact, I would say about your immediate space and finances and material world, you are already doing the best you can to build the most stable foundations, and so just keep focusing on that. What this is telling me though is that you don't need to be working on material stuff. Maybe you just need to go inward. What I'm seeing is like you do have the stability you need and you're definitely working hard to stay consistent with that stability. There's still like some doubts and worries if you are doing this correctly, if you are achieving stability, if you're doing it correctly for the long term. There's maybe some worries about if you'll be able to stay consistent, like self-doubts and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff you need to be working on, is just grounding yourself in confidence that you can do these things and you're on the path to doing these things and you're doing everything you possibly can, and that the confidence within yourself to stay calm and balanced, knowing that you can stay consistent, being calm and balanced in the reassurance and the knowledge of yourself that you would be able to stay consistent instead of like giving into those doubts or worries. So like you are already making like a lot of progress. So that's what spirit wants you to know, and that's the best you can be doing for the world right now. You're doing most of your stuff. Maybe work on like, once again, with like looking within and working on your inner self. Maybe think about relationships, maybe past relationship problems or trauma, and then think about how childhood or trauma affects your worries and doubts and makes you think this way, that you have this lack of confidence even though you do have the materials and tools that you need and you are being as consistent as you need to be. So you chose the purple headphones, purple wireless headphones. This is going to be your reading. It'll be a quick reading. What is pile 2? Oh. We have the 8 of Swords. So there's a few different energies I'm feeling here. The best you could do to be working on yourself and just doing for yourself in the place of the world and what's going on in the world right now is maybe you feel stuck in a relationship or a job, and maybe you either haven't realized how stuck you've been feeling, you haven't realized the root of why you feel so stuck, or you have been willingly blind to what's keeping you stuck. Yeah, it really seems like for a good amount of you, you are staying in a situation where there's just no more options, there's really no more paths to go forward, and it's just causing you mental anguish or stress. And maybe some of you aren't even realizing how much stress it's causing you to stay in the situation that no longer serves you. Once again, this could be a relationship or a job. If it's neither of those things, it could be like a mindset. Because this is swords. This is all mental stuff. So if it does have to do with a relationship or a job, there are things in your mind, like it's logic, it's stuff that you've been trying to consider logically that's keeping you stuck here. But maybe you need to take a more emotional approach to the situation. Maybe if you don't feel right about something, there doesn't need to be a logical reason, you know. You don't have to be keeping yourself stuck with something that's making you stressed or uncomfortable. Yeah. If you're not sure if it's a job or a relationship, this is really just like the best you can do right now is keeping yourself from a sort of victim mentality. You have all the tools you need. Like, the best you can do right now is like stop believing that you're stuck. Like, if wherever you feel like you're stuck, like trace back those roots, really figure out why you feel like that, and free yourself, because you do have all the tools you need. You are definitely very capable of getting out of the situation or this mindset. This is just like, it's like, I saw this on a reading earlier. It's like the universe is making you uncomfortable where you are because you are ready to move forward. And it's just a matter of like getting out of this situation or getting out of this mindset. Because it's really like, it's keeping that like sort of kind of victim, but just like, oh, I'm stuck, like I have no way of getting out of this, I have no options, no paths forward, when that's not necessarily true. Maybe for some of you, you have no paths or options forward for a particular option when you're trying really hard to force this option that's maybe not actually for you, and just opening up to other avenues would really help you get out of this. But for a lot of you, it's just the mentality itself of like, I'm stuck, I have no way of getting out of this. You do have a way, and it's just a matter of working on that and figuring out where it is you want to go. Like, if you feel stuck here, why do you feel stuck? What is it you want out of life that you aren't having here, and how can you get there? So yeah. Okay, you chose the palo santo. This is gonna be a reading. This is gonna be a quick reading. Let's see. You probably are pretty worried about the state of the world right now, Pile 3, or just feeling like kind of helpless. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what can I do? There's a lot of things that are out of your control that you just need to accept are out of your control. I know it feels like maybe for some of you, you feel kind of like responsible for the world, or feel like there's more you could be doing, or wishing that there was more you could do. Yeah, there's the state of the world right now is definitely heavily affecting you. There's nothing wrong with that. I really see like you have a lot of compassion for the stuff that's going on right now. You see what's wrong with the world, like you see where things are wrong and where things should be, like things that are normalized that shouldn't be. And it's just like, I'm not saying this is something you'd have to do, like, but if this is something that's really bothering you to the point where you feel like you need to do this, you can go out and advocate, or some sort of community service, public speaking, like about these issues that you're worried about. I know it feels kind of hard, like I don't have a platform, like I don't know where I'd even begin, but just speaking about it, like speaking out about it on any social media platform, any way you can think of that you would feel most comfortable, or really that you would feel your message is really getting out there. And I know not all of you feel like you need to do this, but some of you really feel like called to talk about the issues in the world right now. Just don't get too wrapped up in it. You've already kind of gotten yourself a little bit too wrapped up in it. For some of you, speaking out about it would help clear the air for you, but for others of you, speaking out about it would just get you more wrapped up in the problem being unable to be fixed. So accept that you are an earth angel and a light worker on earth in a time where things are really bad. There's a lot of death, there's a lot of horror, and you can only do so much from your role. Like, really, the best thing you can do right now is accept that you are only one person. There's only so much you can do. Now, you can be doing stuff to advocate for stuff, but just remember that you're only one person, so don't feel despair, don't feel despondent when it's not affecting the entire world. Like, the world is huge, and there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. Even if you're just doing small stuff where you are from what you have, that makes a big difference. And for others of you, if this is not something, like maybe you feel like speaking out about these things would just cause you to get more wrapped up in it, the best thing you can do right now is tune into your magic power. Really, really tune into it, and like maybe use that to help you feel more balanced, to help you feel like, to really send that energy out in the world that you feel like is missing, that like balance that you feel like is missing in the world. Tune into your magic and send that energy back out. And not only that, but don't get into this mindset like you're stuck. Like, don't get into this mindset like, it's like, I know how hard it must feel to be an earth angel and to be a light worker and feel for the collective so much. But you can't let the pain of the collective entrap you. You have to have your own bubble. You have to have your own energy. You have to take your energy back. And you're really in the best position right now to like tune into your magic and send that balanced energy back out into the world with your magic, or to do public speaking about these issues that you're worried about. You're really in the perfect place to do that, but you need to be coming from the best mindset. Like, it's easy for you to be like, there's so much wrong in the world, it's so much, it's overwhelming, it's never gonna get fixed. And if you think like that, you're gonna get caught up in the darkness of what's going on in the world right now. You need to be that light right now. You need to be that light for yourself. That's why you need to tap into your magic, do some fire magic, talk to your spirit guides, ancestors, angels. Like, you need to be the light right now for yourself. Letting yourself fall into these worries and doubts and darkness, whether it's about yourself or about the world, it's just going to drag you back into the enormous amounts of problems that are going on in the world right now. So the best thing you can do is return to your light and be that light for yourself and for others by being that light for yourself. So it's hard. It's definitely hard. There's a lot of horror and terror in the world right now, and there's a lot that's normalized that shouldn't be normalized, but you know what needs to be changed, you know what needs to be fixed. So be the change you want to see. You know? Like, don't let all of that stuff getting normalized bring you down or make you feel like you have to constrict yourself to those unhealthy boundaries. Like, not at all. Make sure you're staying in your earth angel light worker healthy boundary shit, because that's what the world needs right now, is that as a grounding point. And you do not need any of that darkness or worries right now. Make sure to keep yourself separated from that. Like, you can be working to help that, but at the same time keeping yourself in a mindset separated from that, so it's not overwhelming you and causing your mind to go down dark paths of futility. What you're doing is not futile, so just believe. You got this. Your angels and spirit guides, ancestors, they're helping you. They're working with you too. You got this path through.